Hi, Attorney Steve Vonner. We're talking in this video about BitTorrent. This is really kind of a warning, a general warning to users of the internet out there, to their parents. This is something that you could get caught up into by accident without really even thinking about it, or you're just goofing around on the internet, and next thing you know, you're getting this demand letter for money. So I want to take you to the Attorney Steve litigation whiteboard, and I want to talk a little bit about torrents and copyright law, torrents and copyright law. So there's this thing going where, let's just say, in the typical old world, we'll call it old world now, probably the last 5-10 years. Normally you have a internet user right here. So normally your user would go to a single server and download something, like go to download.com and get a piece of software and download it, and it would come back to the user. So there was kind of this request, receive kind of thing. Now these files, let's say you have a piece of software or a video game or something, or a movie, these are big files, big beefy gigabyte type files. So they're large files. So for them to come through the pipe, this is the internet, for those to come through the pipe, that's going to take a long time. It's going to take a long time to get to you. So that's just kind of how it was done, like on Google Drive or download.com. So you had this request, receive kind of thing coming through this channel. Nowadays, one of the new ways that there is to share these gigantic files, books, movies, games, large digital types of files, is through what we call the swarm. The swarm. Don't you love it? Don't you love it? The swarm. So swarm is basically a bunch of users that end up downloading a client. They download a client on their computer that allows them to basically all hook up together and basically share their bandwidth. And now when this person, the downloader, wants one of these big gigantic files, it comes through the swarm. And the bigger the swarm, the faster the file is going to come. Okay, now it depends if you have people that are uploading and sharing, or they're just downloading for their own personal use. But the swarm through these torrents, okay, so these torrents. So now it makes this downloader is able and probably more enticed to say, let's download some of this great content. I can get movies and books and software. I can get all kinds of things, pictures, and it comes pretty fast. And all I got to do is get my client, download my BitTorrent client over here, and then all these movies, all the digital content will end up right over here on my hard drive. And I'll have a nice little hard drive with all my stuff. So if I want to go watch, Jaws the movie, or pornography, then it all ends up over here on your hard drive. Okay, so let's bear in mind, let's talk a little bit about our copyright law. We've been talking about this on so many videos, copyright law. The content here, of course, the porn, the movies, the games, the comics, these things are copyrighted. So we have that big copyrighted symbol. That means in most cases, these were registered with the United States Copyright Office. So they enjoy copyright protection. Now, I'm not going to get into it, but of course, copyright attaches the minute you create something, so you don't actually have to register it, but there are benefits of registration. So we talk about that in other videos. So these products, these digital downloads, things that get downloaded, there's companies that make money off this. This is their products, They make these movies, they make games, they make these things. So they're, of course, interested in enforcing their copyrights. They're interested in enforcing and protecting their copyrights. So what may happen in a case is this person may be at home. This could be, if you're a mom or a dad, this could be your kids downloading these things for free, or as we say, for free. And they download those, and of course they don't really think much about it. Nobody teaches you about copyright law in middle school or high school. Copyright law, nobody's teaching you about that. So you download these things, you think that they're free because they're on the internet, and the next thing you know, one of these companies over here is sending you a cease and desist letter, or even worse, they're sending you a demand letter saying, you have downloaded and violated my copyrights. And you say, well, what do you mean? I was just downloading for my own personal use on my hard drive. just using it for myself. What's the problem here? And they say, well, hold on, you're connected to the swarm, are you not, sir? Or madam? Yes, I am, through the BitTorrent client. I do have a client that, yes, I do connect to the swarm. And they say, okay, well, these videos of yours, you are now sharing and making available to them. And you're basically allowed, now instead of you, now you have these people as well. So you're copying my copyrighted product, you're distributing it without my authorization, and this is how we make money. So this is kind of what we're looking at in these copyright scenarios. And what do you do if you get a demand letter and it says, I want $20,000, I want $50,000 for a willful infringement of my copyright? Puts you in a pickle. Now you may say to yourself, oh, I don't care, they're not going to sue me, don't worry. But where the problem can get amplified in today's age, let's say you have an adult pornographic video or multiple videos with some raunchy titles, let's just say raunchy titles. You can see those on DirecTV, some of the raunchy titles that they have. It's unbelievable, actually. So, but anyway, so you have raunchy titles on here, and then now they're saying, we're going to sue you if you don't pay me $50,000. And you say, well, I really don't want to see a complaint filed in federal court, because that's where these get filed, federal court, with my name on it and all these raunchy titles. Maybe I'll just end up settling. So you see how it goes. I hope that registers for you people at home, and you see how it goes. So you have to be very careful when you're using these clients, these BitTorrents. You're packed in, you're tied in, connected with the swarm, and you're downloading things that are protected by the copyrights of other companies. Okay, so this highlights, I hope this highlights the situation for you. But if you're faced with a demand letter, somebody's asking you to cease and desist and refrain, or worse, pay them cold hard cash, you might want to get an attorney involved, copyright lawyer like myself, review your case, analyze any potential defenses that you may have, and those kinds of things. Sometimes what you'll see is these companies, people ask, well, how do they know? How do they know I have that? And the answer will be, they can embed a unique identifier into their product, and the product can end up on your hard drive, and they're tracking you through the identifier, okay? And they're tracking you through an ISP and figuring out who you are and that sort of thing. So yeah, I know it's wild. It's the wild internet for you, but you know, they don't teach you these things in school, but you have to be very, very careful when you're on the internet and you're downloading music, songs, games, videos, software, things that you would think that, hey, I can just use it for my own use, everything's going to be fine. May not be so. Okay, so this is the Attorney Steve tip for the day. If you need help with a federal copyright case, cease and desist, DMCA litigation, give us a call. You can find out more information at our website, federalcopyrightlawyer.com. That's federalcopyrightlawyer.com. So we appreciate you watching this video. Make sure you click that red V and subscribe, and we look forward to bringing you some more information. Thanks a lot.